What's up, guys? Today we are going to be looking at this Archon 3 Centaur offlane replay. Centaur is not really a meta hero right now, but we'll check it out. We'll see. This game goes on for like an hour. We're definitely not going to cover the whole thing, but I'm sure we'll see a lot in the first 20-30 minutes like normal for you to work on. Probably against a Slark or Bristle. Probably Slark, right? Slark Shaman, Slark Abaddon. I'd say starting items are okay. I think this is like kind of a thing. I don't really know. Wow, the Slark deeps in like 100 HP. That's cool. Nice. This is good. Nice aggression there. And not taking tower hits. That was really good. Ooh. Very nice. Finally played. Oh no, your support's not gonna dive. That's not ideal. Well, a lot of action going on. So like okay. Wow. Okay. Oh, that's entertaining. The range creep. The range creep. You gotta pay attention to the range creep here in this situation. Like the Slark, especially with the other support dev, this guy should be able to stop you from getting this. Like, getting that deny is totally fine, right? And then you just can't let him, like, this range creep's gonna start chasing you, and you just need to, like, be aware of this, and then he could deny it. So you need to, like, kind of be, like, ready to, like, turn around, like, if he goes for it. Because it takes him 2 hits, right? So, like, if you were just, like, kind of sitting here, like, he can't really hit it, because then you could just easily hit it. And then he kind of has to back off because you can like walk at him because he's like out of tower range. And like the 2 creeps hitting you is like not ideal, but like you'd get the CS. I just like to see you try and go for it, even if you don't like execute it perfectly. I don't like just walking away from a low range creep that like you didn't even try to go for. You gotta like kind of contest every CS, you know. And like the better you do it, the higher MMR you'll be, the better your lanes are gonna go. So maybe you're rushing Vanguard. I'm kind of okay if you haven't bought an item, because like on heroes like Axe and Centaur, you kind of just rush a Vanguard. So presumably you're just saving it for Ring of Health. Is this your courier? Yeah, okay. It's kind of the build. It's kind of the build. Okay, so we got a point in return. Yeah, this is a little awkward to me, like kind of what you're doing here. I get your position 4 is like trying to be aggressive, but your hero just does not want to be aggressive in the situation. You're like close to your Ring of Health, you're low on HP. Like you need to play passive here, and you need to let him know. Like you need to be like, hey man, just chill, like until I get my Ring of Health. Like I don't want to go on them right now. That's really all that needs to be happening. So like here, you should be ignoring what's happening. You should like defensive aggro. You should use this opportunity as like kind of like space, right? It's like mini space in the lane to like just get a CS or 2 and get your Ring of Health. Like I really don't like you like kind of walking over and like you're not getting what you want here, which is the CS. You need like 2 CS, and like instead like you're kind of doing a little bit of nothing. You're fiddling in between like the 2 options. And you end up like dying for it and not really getting the CS. Well, you do. Okay, so you do buy it. That's good at least. But yeah, just you have to recognize what you want, and what you wanted was 2 CS, and not to like fight, fight them right there. So, like it's even okay that your Dawn did that. Like, don't flame your Dawn or something. Just tell them like I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna participate or help until I like get my Ring of Health. Alright, there's like some good aggression. Too much aggression. You don't need to dive. You should be okay with getting him like off the lane with like 0 HP. Like all this damage you've done is good, and like chasing him right here is good, right? You're not like out of position yet. And as soon as he's like here, like just let him go, right? Like, he's gonna have to burn his salve, and then you can do it again. Like, you haven't lost anything for doing that. Like, it was a very, very good trade for you, and now you just kind of want to chill. Because you're just not fast enough to, like, catch this guy, right? Like, you had boots and could chase him down, that's different. But, like, chasing into tower is, like, not good. Luckily, you don't take too many tower shots, but, like, you guys turned, like, what was a perfect trade for you, where neither of you had lost any HP, into, like, this. You're not the Dawn, so, like, it's not 100% your fault. But, like, you were kind of chasing, which, like, enabled him to start chasing. Like, you just instantly backed off. Like, I think he would have also, like, backed off. So you took what was, like, a good trade and turned it into, like, kind of an even trade, right? Like, he got low, but then so did your pause 4 when that was just completely unnecessary. So it's really important to, like, kind of identify, like, when these trades are, like, over. Like, when is it good to, like, stop the trade? And if you can get good at mastering this, it's, like, hard to discipline yourself in this way. Even I mess this up sometimes, where I'm like, oh, I should have, like, backed off sooner. You know, then your trades will just go better and your laning will go better. What is going on here? How come you didn't just let these creeps... Yeah, so here you're, like, posturing to be aggressive. Like, you need to just be willing to chill. Like, you haven't gotten a lot of CS, actually. Like, you guys have been really focused on the aggression. I need you to, like, chill at this point and go more for the CS. Especially with your support being low, they've got the creep advantage. Like, you don't have your Vanguard yet. I'm not saying you should have your Vanguard, but, like, you should be wanting to, like, get your Vanguard, right? And instead, you're kind of, like, posturing to be aggressive under an entire enemy creep wave, and, like, you don't have to. And what you're just losing a bunch of your HP for no reason. Like, you just lost, like, 400 HP, you know? And it's like, okay, they're losing some HP too, but, like, Centaur's kind of a greedier hero. Like, I don't think you needed to force that trade like that. And what happens is, like, this was a situation where the lane should have been pushing back into you guys. Like, what's the, like, it's not always bad to trade, right? You had a salve and they didn't. But if you don't go for this trade here, like, if you just chill, imagine you're just chilling, and these three, they kill this creep, and then they start attacking this creep, like, maybe you go for the deny, and then they've got 3 creeps, right? And then you let them run all the way back here. Like, you can fix the lane equilibrium in front of your tier 1 tower right now, and instead you totally miss this opportunity for some aggression that, like, doesn't, like, you don't want to do this anyways. Like, your kill threat on them right now is not particularly high. I hope you kind of see that, right? You only have 1 stun, like, you know? So, this is actually a big deal, because, like, the lane has been here the entire time, and I haven't, like, there's been a lot of fighting, so it doesn't really come up so far, but, like, you want the lane ideally to be back here, and then you can go for the same trade that you go for here, and it's, like, better, because you have more space to, like, chase him down or something. But there's no reason to force this, like, trade interaction here, instead of just allowing the lane to push all the way back here, and then, like, continue farming, like, safely. So this is, like, a pretty big mistake to not recognize that you could have fixed the lane equilibrium. Yeah, I don't like that at all.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
I would have backpacked my bracer there. It would have probably got you all the way up to full. Oh, just continued aggression, and this just... It's not, like, the worst thing in the world, and this, again, isn't your fault, like, you didn't do this, but, like, notice again here, the lane would be pushing into you. If you just let these creeps walk all the way back up here, they'd literally meet, like, here. And then the lane would be meeting here, instead of, like, in front of their tower constantly. And that would just enable this aggression so much more. And I get this wasn't your fault. But since you didn't do it when you had the opportunity, I'm just pointing out again, like, this guy didn't do it when he had the opportunity. These are, like, opportunities you should be looking out for. And if you notice that this is about to happen, you can say, hey, don't go on them. Let the lane push back towards us. Because, like, the lane is just constantly meeting, like, in front of their tower. And, like, you guys, like, kind of can be aggressive, but this lane positioning is, like, not enabling this aggression. Like, here again, why are you staticking the wave here? Pull it back, man. This is actually a big mistake that I'm seeing from you. So this is something you need to fix, and if you fix it, your lanes will go, like, even better. Like, you can pick these, like, aggressive heroes that'll body, and then you can just, like, you can be so aggressive on them if the lane is, like, back here. You really can. You got boots instead of saving for the Vanguard. I don't really like that. Like, this lane, like, what was happening was not really boots dependent. Like, the Slark's either in your front of your face, in which case you can go on them, or, like, he's not. But, like, you should be focused, and this kind of goes to, like, what you should be focused on anyways. Like, you should be focused on CSing, you should want the lane to be back here, and then you should be looking to punish if they, like, step out of position. Like, you shouldn't be constantly looking to, like, fight them. Centaur is just a greedier hero than that. I don't know if you play a lot of Centaur. I think you kind of do. You're like silver level, Dota plus. Again, just drag the creeps back, man. Like, let the creeps come back. This is the first time you've done it in 6 minutes, and it was, you know, only with one creep. Yeah, you're like buying another salve, just not ideal. Like, I wish you were just getting your Vanguard, you know? Yeah, it's like you're just like way too aggressively positioned here. So that is the biggest thing for you that I think you need to work on in the laning phase, is like look for these opportunities for the lane to get pulled back, and like please enable those. Like, don't, like, the enemy somewhat has to mess up for that to happen, but like you are just not you're like making a mistake of like not allowing the lane to push all the way back to here. So I'll like try and stop harping on that now. Kind of like fast forward. Tinker shows up. Okay. But like you need to start doing that, because your laning is just like it's just not ideal. So everything about it is worse because it's here instead of back here. Like what you need to be doing as an offlaner, your like #1 priority after like just getting CS early is like getting the lane pulled back here, because it completely prevents the Slark from like being able to like be aggressive. Or like if he like walks up, you just go on him like you've been doing, and instead of running into tower, he's like here, and then you can like chase him down maybe, or you don't chase him down, because I'm telling you, don't get boots, right? Don't worry about it. But like if he's completely forced off the wave at all times, like that's what you want. Force going for some dives. That's kind of cool. And then he's feeding. You definitely need to be buying Vanguard. You can't not go Vanguard on this hero. I don't think that's a thing. Unless like they're 100% magical damage, in which case you'd like go Hood instead, but they're like not. This Bristle and this Slark are not magical damage. So you definitely need to be going Vanguard. I had pulled this up in preparation of this session, but like you see Vanguard's bot, like, this is not like a popular hero right now, but like Vanguard's bot in like 76% of like games. There's like almost no games, but you can see they're like almost all like high level players have like Vanguard. And if you're not going Vanguard, you're going like double bracer, right? I guess Crit is going this double bracer build into phase boots with a Hood, right? And in his game, he's against a Zeus and a Pudge in both games, or a Zeus in both games, I guess. Or wait, no, that was this game. You bought a Hood. Always gets like a Necro. I don't know. But like I would just tell you to go Vanguard like every game, basically. Like I don't think it's worth skipping. It just especially these lower MMRs, like it allows you to just farm consistently. Like how are you gonna like maintain your farm with like this level of regen and like without the damage block? Like the way Retaliate works is like you want creeps to be hitting you, and then this isn't really enough, and you want to be using Double Edge, and this isn't enough sustain because you don't have the damage block from Vanguard to like kind of enable this. So I anticipate you're gonna be running into sustain problems farming without this Vanguard. Yeah, I mean, if you had a Vanguard, you would have lived here, by the way. Like, it not only does it give you the extra damage block, but it gives you 250 HP, which would have been enough to keep you alive there. So, big mistake from you not going Vanguard. Do you finish Vanguard this game or what? Oh, you do end up getting it after no, you get it before Blink. Okay, so you go back and you do get it, but like you're sitting on 1,600 gold, right? Your thought process should have been Vanguard ASAP. That's what it should be every game when you play this hero. Literally every game. You just have to get it. Kind of like Axe. It's just how the hero works. So now you get it, but like you could have had this, you know, you could have had this a way long time ago. Okay, so you're at the phase now with this Vanguard, and you could have been at this phase earlier, but you didn't buy the Vanguard. So you're at this phase now where you need to start amping up your own farm. If you have Vanguard, you can basically double edge off cooldown and like sustain. So once you come up and kill this wave, like I want you to aggressively kill this wave and like just amp your own farm. Like right now, go like hit a creep camp. It looks like the large camp maybe is not there, but like you can like go hit, maybe the small camp's not there either, but you don't know that. I would be looking for a camp to hit here. And if they're both not there, I mean, so be it. You can come back to the lane. but it's time to start like amping your own efficiency and like farming super fast. So like I like that you double edge there, keep it faster. Okay, so now you're doing it. Okay, so you just did it one wave later than I would have done it. Okay, your Dawn's like chilling, taking your farm. This is like this dive doesn't make any sense. Like you guys need to be okay. Like this happens a lot at your level. Like it's okay if you just like get them low and then you like run away. I mean it's a Slark too, so like if you don't like completely kill him, it's like whatever. But like you forced his ult. I don't think your ult was necessary there at all. It just like kind of makes it hard for you to like, you know, like if you had your ult there instead of last time, I think you guys would have killed him. So you just shouldn't have been looking to like 100 to 0 him. Like forcing his ult should have been fine. I do like how you're rotating the creeps though. That's exactly what I said, and now you're doing it. So that's really good. Like rotating to the jungle camps. Like what you should be looking to do in this phase. You guys are like really trying to kill this Slark. I really don't like this. Like he's stronger than you guys. Like he had a lot of farm. Like he had a decent early game because you guys kind of like didn't control the creep equilibrium. Like notice he's 2 levels ahead of you. So these kill attempts on him are just like kind of a waste of your time. Like you just need to be focused on amping yourself up. I mean, you have your blink and now you have no mana to use it. Good efficiency though. I like how your Dawn just taking your farm. That's cool. It happens. It happens. It's life. This is like really good rotational efficiency. I just wish you had been doing this like starting at like 8 minutes if you had bought the Vanguard ASAP instead of not doing it until like 10:30 and then with all these like kill attempts on Slark mixed in. Okay, so refreshing the tower with a 10-minute catapult is nice. Good job. So you have a dust? I'm sure you have a dust. Why do you have a dust? Oh, so you see Slark has a Shadow Blade, I guess. Yeah, okay. It's fine. So you rotate towards the mid. Oh, that you TP top. Okay, it's kind of a wild TP, just TPing on their high ground, but I guess it's okay. Maybe I should slow down just a little bit. Yeah, I kind of wish you had mana. It'd be nice if you like to use your ult right now. Once you lived. Luckiest regen rune. Gaben blessed. Nice. This is decent actually, like the way that worked out. Defending your towers against Tinkers can be pretty nice. Not letting him get that map control. Okay, nice ult to help your team out. I see what you're going for there. I don't really like this fight, but I guess you guys are really strong. I don't mind you like kind of walking over there to join them because you were like in the immediate area anyways. Alright, somebody needs to TP bottom like right now. You need to TP bottom right now? No. Somebody needs to TP bottom like right now. So like, all this aggression is like what it is, right? And then, you know, you're not gonna get this guy. You kill the tower, that's fine. Right now, like look at the map. Like what needs to happen? Like you got what you came for here, right? So you need to look at the map, and hopefully bottom lane stands out to you as like, oh shit, like we need to deal with that. Like this is a lot of creeps, my friend. Somebody on your team needs to go, and if it's nobody else, it needs to be you. And you have a TP up, so like there's no excuse really. I feel like you're gonna go, but like late or something. You guys are gonna walk me into Roche? I don't really like this actually. I mean, you can. Your sniper's like really strong, but I just, it's early. They're not gonna be doing it probably. Like they don't have a good Roche lineup. Like Bristol's okay, but like I guess Shaman like helps. I don't see them doing it in the next like 2 minutes, right? What I would have liked to see is you TP bottom, shove it all the way out, and then if you guys want at that point, like go into Roche. I guess I don't hate this. I just don't like that you like didn't look to bottom at all. That's like a big priority. And yeah, so what happens is like you get this Aegis and then you think you're really strong, but you're actually not because it's just too early in the game to like effectively use this Aegis. Like the way you need to the way you would use this Aegis at this point in the game is like sniper sieges like a tower from safety while the rest of you are like waiting for them to like go on him or something. Or like you stand in front and you're hitting the tower and Sniper's sitting in the back and he's hitting the tower. And then the rest of your team's just kind of like chilling, daring them to go on you. Like running into their triangle. I know you didn't do this, but like your team did this because they had Aegis. But like this is, and what I don't like, honestly, like you can't prevent this Sniper from doing what he's doing. But like you can be looking to play correctly for yourself in like the right part of the map. By the way, even Hood, I think it's reasonable against like a Tinker. Even if it's just the Tinker, it's like good enough reason. This guy just like shits magic damage. So I just don't like that your team's up here, and I don't like that you're like joining them. Like, I don't think this is like a good fight at all. You kind of just waste Aegis for no reason is what ends up happening. Chrono, you're diving really far. Okay, notice what your Witch Doctor's doing. Like, I wish you were doing this, because you can shove this lane in all the way easily, and your Witch Doctor can't. It's like kind of a weird game, because it's just been non-stop fighting, and like some of the fights I really don't like this. Like, it's just so awkward. Just constant fighting. Like, you guys are getting the better of it, but like, I feel like it's more luck than anything. Like, I feel like this could be happening. You guys could easily just be losing these fights. Like, it's kind of close, it seems like to me. Yeah, and you guys are just like forcing it. Like, this is forcing it. Like, you haven't been to another lane in like 10 minutes, man. You run into their triangle. Yeah, I don't really like that you're looking to play this like top area of the map. This doesn't make sense to me. And this kind of goes back to like what I've been talking about. Like, I want you to be playing down here and shoving this in and like farming all this if nobody's coming down here. Like, you guys should be controlling like this area of the map. Like, this is what you should be doing, and playing to like take this tower and take the outpost. Like, playing for this area of the map is like less good. It's actually just less of the map, right? Like, it lets them like get this whole area when they're like way behind, right? So I just don't like you haven't looked to play bottom at all. It's kind of weird to me that you haven't, because like usually by the time people are like an Archon, they kind of recognize that that's how the map needs to be played. And like, you as a Centaur should definitely be looking to play down here. Like 100%. It's like your job. Like, your Void doesn't need to do it. Your Sniper shouldn't be doing it. Obviously your Witch Doctor shouldn't really be doing it. Like, your Dawn can do it, but like he doesn't need to. Like, it should definitely just be you, I think. And like, you just haven't gone over there once. Oh wait, what's happening? Alright. You're clearing mid. It's fine. You're actually... No, you're not going to run in the bottom jungle. I don't know why you're so afraid. Like, you shouldn't be that afraid. You guys are way ahead, and you're like afraid to like go into their jungle. I don't really understand. Okay, so you're finally bottom. This took a long time, my friend. A long time.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Yeah, why did you leave? Why did you leave the bottom area of the map? So like, you guys, you push this in. Like, I don't know what you guys are afraid of. You've got Chrono. Granted, your Dawn doesn't have ult, but like, you guys should be like willing to like fight them. Like, I don't know why your Sniper's top. Your Sniper's a psycho. But you should be like calling for your team to join you down here. Like, there's no reason that you need to be like, I mean, especially because you see all of them. I mean, especially here. You saw the Slark. You see there's two mid. Like, you should not be afraid right now to be here. Like, they cannot fight into you. Like, all they can do is look for pickoffs, which is what, like, this playstyle, these guys doing this, like, allows. But, like, there's no reason to just, like, leave their jungle right here. Like, I want you to, like, keep this pushed in, like, what this guy's doing. And then just, like, farm this camp and this camp. And, like, dare them to go on you, right? Like, you've got your ult. You've got a BKB. Like, what are you afraid of, my friend? You can't, like, you can't just, like, be running to, like, farm back here like this. This is just, like, so bad, actually. Like, you're just ceding total pressure. And what it's happening is you're not progressing the game at all. Like, this game, you're way ahead. And I think you end up losing. Is that right? Yeah, you end up losing this game. And so the reason you guys lose this game, not, like, the reason, but, like, you should not be 16k ahead and then be afraid to... And I know you don't see your 16k ahead, but, like, you should know you're really strong. Like, you have to know you're really strong here. Like, I hope. Like, you can kind of, like, feel it in the game, right? Like, you're like, we're ahead. I've got my BKB. I'm strong as fuck. Like, you need to be looking to progress the game here, which means taking this tower and taking this. Well, you already got the outpost because you have this, but like taking this tower and then going to play towards Roshan. Kind of sucks that your map is so dark. I don't know what your supports are doing. Just not placing their wards, I guess. But like, I really don't like how passive you're playing here, and like you're not playing the right part of the map for the most part. Like you did it once a little bit. Now you're walking back down here. You're just like playing very scared. It seems like to me when you're like really strong. Okay. So your team finally comes down here. Just late. Are you guys gonna like throw going high ground or what? Yeah, you are. Okay, so yeah, bad high ground attempt. That wasn't really your fault. As soon as you get this tower though, like before anything else even happens, right? I talk a lot in my games. It's just kind of what I do. And you know, maybe you don't, but as soon as this tower dies, I'd be like, all right, guys, let's go take Rosh now. Like, just say it on the mic or type it, you know? Don't go high ground, go Rosh or something, you know? And then just draw a line up to the Rosh pit. And, like, you can make a circle. I draw a circle. I'd be like, play up here until Roshan is up, if it's not up yet, right? That's all you need to do. Like, this game is a free win if that's what you guys do right now. Like, if you just, as a team, and, you know, it's hard to, like, herd the cats. I get it. But, like, if you can get them to not go high ground and just like spam ping Rosh, like whatever it takes, right? Like if you need to know, first off, you need to know that that's what needs to happen, right? So this tier 2 tower is dead, this tier 2 tower is dead. You guys are really far ahead. This tower doesn't matter. You guys could go high ground pretty easily as long as you have Aegis. That's all you need to go high ground and like close out this game. So the only thing that matters is getting this Roshan. So I need you to see that. First off, and then second off, I need you to communicate to your team that that's what you need to do, ideally without like tilting or flaming them, right? Just be like, hey guys, let's like go Roshan and then we'll end the game. And instead, like, you know, I totally get you didn't like make this play, right? Like you weren't doing it, but like step one is to like say something. And if you said something and they do this anyways, like so be it. All right, that's life. That's life in Archon. I get it. So you guys back off, which is good. And now what I want you to do is I just want you to like set up. Like keep top and mid pushed in, bottom doesn't matter anymore. You guys are like chasing a Tinker. This is like never gonna happen. I don't know what's going on. I wouldn't bother chasing the Tinker. You go pipe. Not really a big fan of this pipe, honestly. I get that it's like to help your team against Tinker. I just don't like it. It's a trash item right now. They don't have that much magic damage. Like, it's only for Tinker, right? Like, the Abaddon doesn't matter. Shaman doesn't matter. Like, they're not outputting tremendous amounts of magic damage. It's, like, only for Tinker. Like, if you were against, like, a Zeus or, like, a Veno, plus, like, another hero, like I think you need, like, I think there needs to be, like, 2 reasons to buy a pipe. Like, there can't just be one. It's just not a good enough item to justify this. I think that, what's your team got? I think Wraith Pact is the item I'm thinking of. Yeah, I think a Wraith Pact would be super sick here. Just amps up Sniper and Void. The active totem or whatever is 30% damage reduction, which is like, it's like a pipe, but for all forms of damage, you know? It's so good. Wraith Pact would have been so good here. What else would have been reasonable? Even something like Kai Assange is like decent, just to output your increase your own damage output and like make you a little bit more survivability and resistant to like the Shaman disables would have been nice. Strength Blink, just to like be a boss and like own, right? Strength Blink in and then like BKB and run them down. You know, all of these items I like. This pipe is like kind of it's shit, dude. Like, just don't buy pipe unless you've got like at least 2 good reasons to buy a pipe. Even Lotus. You guys already have a Lotus, though. If you didn't have a Lotus would have been a good option. You guys do already have one, though. Heaven's Helper's kind of trash. It's not trash, it's just like, eh. Like, you guys are so far ahead, I wouldn't really be, like, needing to, like, itemize this way. Yeah, even, like, a Refresher Orb, man. Just to, like, BKB, ult in, and then, like, Refresher and, like, do it again, right? Like, these are the items that are gonna, like, help you enable yourself to, like, have high impact. Like, this pipe is not enabling you to have high impact. Hopefully you can see that, like, in comparison to these other items I'm, like, talking about, right? Like, this pipe is just not going to enable your team in the same way that, like, pretty much all these other items I'm talking about would, like, enable your team in some way. So, nobody's even checked the Roshan. This is, like, classic low MMR game. I mean, this is, like, Archon, right? This is, like, not terrible MMR. But, like, this is, like, classic for Archon. Like, nobody's thinking about the Roshan, which is crazy. Like, you have to be thinking about the Roshan. Like, nobody's even checked it. When did you guys throw? Let's just go back and look. Like, when was this high ground attempt by you guys? Alright, I'm just gonna fast forward a little bit. When was this attempt? Okay, so it's here. So this is at 28 minutes. Alright, 28 minutes. And then, I'm just looking at the minimap right now. You go chase the Tinker, you're jungling, you're hanging around, nothing's happening. Nothing's happening. That was 3 minutes ago almost. And, like, you haven't even checked the Roshan, dude. Like, I need you to check. I need you to care. Like, I need you. It goes back to what I was saying before. I need you, once you've taken this tower, to recognize that Roshan's the only thing that matters. And if you know to yourself that Roshan's the only thing that matters, then you would have checked already. Like, I know you would have, because it's the only thing you care about. There's so much not happening here. And then your team goes and finally checks it, like, 4.5 minutes later. Right? Like, I need you to be, like, tuned into this, and, like, you need to be checking that Rosh ASAP. So the thing in lane that, like, we talked about, where, like, you were not letting it pull back, that's big in the laning, for the laning phase. Like, that's hugely important that you're, like, you're not even thinking to let the lane, like, come back and be, like, equilibrium back by your tower. Like, you need to be thinking about that and, like, looking to let that happen. Like, looking to make it, well, the first step is, like, wanting it to happen. And so when you see 3 creeps, like, and your creeps are all dead, you need to allow them to chase you back here, right? Like, just letting it happen if it's already happening. That's step 1. Step 2 is, like, thinking proactively. Like, I need you to get to step 1. You're not at step 1 yet. But once you're there, step 2 is then, like, how do I make this happen, right? Like, somebody pulls the hard camp. And, you know, if you're the core, that's not usually you, but it could be. Like, how do I make the lane come back here, right? Like, these 2 things, like, need to start happening in your laning phase. You know, the Vanguard needs to happen before, like, the Blink. Get the Vanguard ASAP. You need to be playing down here more in, like, the mid game, right? And be looking to play down here more. Once you get like an objective, like mid, right? You guys got that mid tower, and then I was like, hey, look at the map here, right? There was like 8 creeps here, and you didn't. I know you didn't look, because if you'd looked, I think you would have gone there. But I need you to be, like, looking at the map every time an objective dies and be like, okay, what needs to happen next, like, right? You just, like, went and, like, started jungling. And then I need you to want to play down here in general, and progress the game when you guys are ahead, right? You had that BKB and you were down here, and then you just, like, ran back into your own triangle with a BKB. Like, if you're strong, just play in their face the whole time, man. Just dare them to fight you. You don't need to go back to your own side of the map. You just don't have to. And you should be calling your team to, like, come play with you while this is happening. And then the next big thing is, like, caring about the Roshan. Like I said, you weren't the one that was, like, diving this, right? After the tier 2 died. Like, I like that you were looking to go high ground, but you should have been looking to, like, go Roshan. And the fact that you didn't check it once in the last, like, 4 minutes tells me that you're not caring enough, that's, like, what you guys need. So we'll watch a little bit more, but I think I'm going to call it here, because those are some big things you need to work on, and, like, anything else that happens after this, like you just need to do these other things better, and then you'll be in better situations, like, in games like this. Do you guys just throw going high ground? What's happening? Okay, so your sniper's pushing in bot, you're kind of just chilling here. Your sniper's hitting the high ground, it's forced back. You're not using your items. Yeah, that's like some really late usage of your items there. You don't die. Okay, you did die. Yeah, this Tinker just kind of owns you guys. Oh, and then they, like, buy back a bunch of heroes, and they clean you up. Is that what happens? That's pretty sick. Yeah. So I'm gonna stop it here. I'm guessing that this probably happens 1 or 2 more times, because you guys end up losing, right? You have struggle going high ground. But just think about the fact that, like, this pipe, granted you didn't use it soon enough, but, like, did it have a lot of impact? Like, not really. You got the shard too, which I don't think in this game would have had a ton of impact. So like think about those items I mentioned, like Wraith Pact would have been super sick. Giving your like Void and your Sniper like lifesteal, dropping the totem, like making them do less damage. You know, the Kaya Songe just to enable yourself, the Strength Blink to just like, right? Like you're far ahead like Centaur. You should be like scary to them, and when you get this pipe, you just become like not scary. It's like, oh, the guy has a pipe. Like who cares, right? You ended up using all your items way defensively. Let's look back one more time at how this like kind of started. Watch it slow. These guys are getting like kind of owned by this Tinker already. So like here, well, your Void's not in position. Like ideally you guys are all in position. So if you're not gonna be like tanking, I actually want you to stand further back, right? So you're not getting like pelted by spells. So they go on your Sniper. I don't think it's a good blink by you. I don't usually talk much about like spell execution. But like this guy's obviously about to use his Dark Pact, right? Like he just like showed up. So like your stomp obviously is not going to do anything. This is also like weird because your team's not together. Like this should not be happening while you guys are like trying to start a fight here. So like you guys need to be on the same page for one. And like I don't care whose fault it is. Like I just need you to not be pressuring if your team's not here, right? Like even if you think that's the correct thing to do is to be pressuring right now, like if your team's not there, you just can't do it. It's just bad. Like you can't pretend like you have 5 heroes doing something when you only have 3 and expect it to go well. So yeah, notice they have a Wraith Pact, good item from them. And then yeah, you get gone on, so you basically get super low before, and this is already, this push has already like basically been stalled out. I'm not gonna say it's failed at this point, but you're so low now that like your team can't effectively push because you're gonna have no impact in the upcoming fight. Pipe BKB, it's just late, it's just defensive. Yeah, you kind of just chill. Like once this happens, I don't want to flame you too much. This is a hard situation, but like once this happens, like, I need you to just chill up here, and like the only other thing you can consider doing in this fight, like you need to not die, ideally. Like you don't accomplish anything by dying. Second is like you need to wait up here, and the only other thing you're gonna do this fight, if anything, is you're gonna blink stomp something. That's the only remaining contribution you possibly could have to a fight that's happening. So I need you to be up here, not get killed by like Tinker or Bristle or whatever, like be out of the fight until your blink stomps off cooldown. That's like the only thing you should care about doing. So like you were running away, but then you like angled back like towards the fight and towards where the Tinker is when you're like not ready to go back in yet. Like I need you, and then here, yeah, you're too close to this Bristle. You're like blink's getting canceled. Like you need to be like making sure that you have your blink stomp ready. That's like the only thing you could possibly consider doing that would be like an effective use of like what little HP you have left. All right, and real quick before we wrap up, I'm just gonna read your comments because you did like leave some, and make sure that I address the things that you wanted me to talk about. So you said you've played support primarily over the last year, playing more ranked offlane. Some thoughts that you had for yourself. You think the level of aggression they wanted, presumably you mean your Dawn versus what you did, caused weird lane dynamics where you missed CS and died? A little bit, yeah. And like I was saying, like, you know, your Dawn was kind of just doing things sometimes, and I was telling you like, hey, just because this guy's doing it doesn't mean you need to like participate, right? Focus on getting the CS, like get that Ring of Health, you know, then get the Vanguard, get the lane pulled back, right? If they want to step up out of position and be aggressive, great, go on them. But like otherwise, like make sure that you know for yourself what needs to happen for you, and then like center your aggression like around that, right? You can't just like be aggressive and forget about these like creeps and these like item timings, right? It's like not how, that's not the point of the lane. The point of the lane is not to like kill them early. So like the first 5 minutes of every game, every course, just be caring about like CS, right? If you get a kill, cool, but like otherwise, like get all the CS. Yeah, your next comment is about a fight that happens at 39 minutes, but honestly, there's a ton of stuff that happened before that we care about, right? We got to like 34 minutes in this video, and I think there was plenty of stuff for you to work on up to this point. And whatever happens after this is like, You guys are basically in like lowish MMR wonky throw territory at this point, where you like throw going high ground. Your decision making to ult on Centaur feels like it could be more intentional. It kind of like just goes into like how you like set up a fight in general, right? Like how does Centaur want to start a fight? Like you want to like blink stomp somebody, right? Group up, smoke, blink stomp, and then like ult to like chase more people down, right? If you're being aggressive, it like makes sense when to use it, and like otherwise you're just kind of using it defensively to like run away. Like that's kind of how the ability works, right? You're either chasing or you're running away. So like if you're not doing one of those two things, you don't really want to be using it. I don't know. It seems like an easy ult to me. You just press R and then you run faster. So, yeah, I don't know. I feel like you can't really teach that. You just, does it seem good? Use it. And then, you can look back and be like, oh, maybe I shouldn't use it because, like, X hero can just get away even if we're running at them or something, right? So, yeah, I'm going to wrap it up here. Talked about a lot of stuff. Hopefully you learned a lot. I think if you do these things that I told you and start to like learn them and work on them, you will definitely go up in MMR. These are like kind of classic Archon-ish things that if you improve on, you will no longer be Archon, my friend. So hopefully that was helpful, and I'll see you in the next video. Hey, thanks for watching my video. If you're interested in more of my content, please sub to my channel. If you like this video, please give it a like. If you have any questions, you can leave a comment, and I usually respond to them. If you're interested in my coaching, check out the link to my Discord in the video description, and you can hit me up for coaching. I've got all the information there on how to sign up, and I'll see you in the next video.